Now what I'd like to do is to talk to some storytellers and to ask them some questions about the role of narrative, why it is that it grabs us, why it is that the facts and the figures don't really mean anything unless you weave them into some kind of story. When you can't see people's eyes, what can we do to get people to understand the story? What do we do in a modern society?
Well, maybe they need to listen to a slightly different story. And I'm recommending right now some deep reading in The Causes of the French Revolution. Which was, for instance, the government of those times overspent on foreign wars. They then had a financial crisis. They attempted to solve that financial crisis by taxing the citizenry more while exempting themselves and the upper portion of society from such taxation. And they also refused to share power. And then the price of bread went up. Many heads rolled. So there's that story.
The thing about a story is, it's great if I tell it or you tell it, because I think we're pretty much of like mind, but there's someone else telling it, and guess what? They got more money, they use scare tactics, they got a lot of people working for them, and so we lost the narrative, and I'm excited about the film because it's all there for us to pick it back up. But we better tell the story in a better way. I don't have the answer here. You do better than any of us, I think, because that's what you do, Drew. Not that I'm putting any pressure on you or anything like that. But we have to tell the story so that we know we have the facts on our side. We know it's the right and just thing to do, but we got to be more compelling than the other side.
Do documentary narratives suffer without a single protagonist?
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick with the reigning paradigm that says documentaries have to be character-driven. And there are a lot of people who didn't fund this film because they believe that it needs to be a character-driven story. And, you know, we got story and we got characters, and the one thing we didn't do was build it around one character, make it character-driven that way. And I think there's a lot of ways to tell a story. And I think documentary in particular, we need to find more complex and more truthful ways to tell a story than to be reducing it down to one person in their journey of change.
What's the story going to be on the other side?
Anybody who really believes that a corporation is the same as a human being is delusional. Why would you vote for a crazy person who's either on drugs or has a serious mental illness problem? I'm not joking.
Oh,
well, I am kind of joking. But you know, why doesn't anybody say that? A corporation is not a human being.
Yeah.
You say it. You need to say it possibly a little more rudely.
It is great to be told by a Canadian that we need to be more rude, because we are probably the rudest people on earth. But thank you very much for that advice, because I think you're exactly right.